are here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Hello. My name is Harrier Citadel, avian alien sentinel of Fort Misthaven, perpetrator of creative chaos, general maker of things, and survivor of other chaos of grievous, extensive and varied description. But good to see you all. Hello, mistlings. Well, it would help if I don't accidentally press the wrong button partway through. How is everyone doing? I hope you're doing okay. I hope you have had a bit less chaos than I have. Also just doing a quick audio check because I did have to reset it again after the madness. So hopefully it's okay. Yeah, it's been a time lately. I'm existing. Oh man, existing is a vibe. Existing is a vibe. Ooh. Hello Zany, hello Bread, hello Alex, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you all. Very, very fun to see you guys. Oy. Yeah, it has been a time. It's been a time. It's not 100% done with me just yet. Sounds a bit quiet and distant, I think. Yeah, I've been struggling with that. Which is weird because everything is set up to be supposedly as loud as viable. And I noticed that when I was doing my setups as well. So just dialing that up a little bit more as well. Might be noise suppression. I don't know. Literally, aside from the fact that I've just not been here for a while, nothing else has really changed. So it might actually be Windows doing the dumb. Hold up, let me just check. I think it might be Windows doing the dumb. Let me go more. All the devices, just check. All good there, yeah. More sound settings. Let's see. Ay. Got it? No, cancel. Checking. Either. Let me just check over here. Let me see. No. Let me just see. That works. So. Oi. Windows might have changed the default mic here. Got work for my model artist in Rega. They want to redo the model, this anything new if needed, since I had been twiddling my thumbs about redesign for Ooh. Interesting. Okay, let me just have another quick buzz at this. Take that. Is that a bit better? Just checking on that one. It looks like it's still working. Let me just go into monitoring mode. Sorry if it's going to make me sound weird for a second. Just want to see if I'm hearing it. Hello. Okay, I don't know if that actually changed anything, but hopefully it did. Let me know if it did in fact change things, please. Okay, chaos. The chaos persists. The chaos persists. But we're surviving. We're surviving. I got word. I see. It seems a little better at times. Okay. Let me see, then it's not quite that. Right. Okay. Check that. Aha, thought so. Audio enhancements, please. Is that a little bit better? Please, please, please let this be a bit better. Telling Windows to not use its AI on my microphone, please. Much better! Yay! Of course, tell Windows to not do anything to your microphone and all of a sudden things work. Crazy. Crazy. It is better, but only coming out of the right side now for me. Might just be me. I had my volume up so to hear you, and you were now in my skull. I am sorry, Bread. I am sorry. Are the voices in your head bothering you? Oh man, yeah. I can see that that's now a little bit aggressive, so I'm just gonna not press the mute button. And just come back down to the filters and gain that back not quite so much. A little bit less. Hopefully that should now be within a reasonable range. It's only on the right side for me now too. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Sound settings. Microphone. That's why. No. Hold up. It's supposed to be a mono-channel thing. No, the voices in my head are normal. The accent of the avian alien is one is new and a welcome addition. I am glad it's a welcome addition. Okay, let me just check something here. It is in fact not supposed to be panned either which way. Settings over here. Audio. Okay, I do not know why it's going only to the right channel. It's supposed to be a mono input, which means it should be center panned. Let me just check over here. One last place that I want to check before we decide to settle with it as it is. Okay, that's why. One moment, please. Okay, is that any different? Could be OBS side or on Windows side again, because on Windows settings I think you can tell your mic to direct which side to play audio on more. Still right side. Okay. There, I will need to investigate that further because it was not doing that when I was monitoring. In fact, when I'm monitoring, no, actually it's doing that by me as well now. Weird. Very weird. Why? Why would it be doing that? Ay. The tech difficulty, it abounds. Let me see. Was the only settings I have access to say absolutely nothing about which side it's supposed to direct towards. Windows is a totally functional operating system, provided you don't want to do a list of 1,000 common things. Yes, yes, it is. It is definitely weird that way. Okay, so I have no idea how to fix this now. I have no idea how to fix that now. Because it's supposed to be pretty straightforward, so I have no idea why it's doing the dumb. And all of the menus circle back to the same 2 pages, and it's very annoying. Like, you click on more settings and it takes you back to the place where there are less settings. Very, very, very unpleasant. Okay, so let's go down to microphone. This one, properties. Have a look-see. I'm not seeing anything in any place that is going to tell me how to change the panning on this thing. It's crazy. Okay. Okay. So, if you get fatigue in one side, I suggest if you've not got in-ear earbuds that you rather flip it over. So if you're wearing on the ear or over the ear headphones rather than in-ear earbuds, then flipping from side to side, forwards and backwards on your headset may make it a little bit less tiring. But if you've got internal earbuds, that logistics may not be quite 100% functional, so I apologize if that is indeed the case for you. I do not know how to fix this. I will investigate it further. Not in stream time. I'm so sorry about that. Ugh. Well, it just goes to show. I thought I had everything set up, but the scuff is real. The scuff is so real. Sadly, I have headphones, so no can do on my side. All good Harrier stuff happens. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just the nature of the beast is that the scuff will come. The scuff will always come. The scuff is real and it can hurt you. Yes, it can. Yes, it can, apparently. Because ear fatigue. Crazy, crazy. Like, directional audio is definitely a new problem. A very, very new problem. Oh, man. Okay, anyway. So, if we can figure out in the background how to fix this, I will be very, very, very surprised. I'll keep mulling over it. And see if we can come up with a fix, but I'm not gonna... Hold up. I'm actually seeing this in my mixer here. I'm seeing it being panned all the way to the right in the OBS mixer. But on my mini mixer, my actual input, it is in fact equal on both sides. So it's got to be something in OBS, I think. It's got to be something in here. I mean, surely. Okay, let's just check that button. And boom, all of a sudden it's fixed. Why? Checkboxes. Somehow, the mono checkbox had unchecked itself. Grr. Mono audio. An absolute necessity for microphones. Of standard descriptions. Good grief. Okay. So, that's enough chaos for one morning. That's totally enough chaos for one morning. Okay. So, you fixed, yay! Dang checkboxes, but we're back now. Yes, we are back now. Yoo-hoo! Woohoo! Very, very, very grateful for that. Right. So, what is the actual game plan for today is we're going to be doing the doodle roulettes that we postponed last week because of technical difficulty. Oh man, that was insane. But anyway, we are here now. And what I have done is I have set up 3 wheels and we are going to spin the wheels and see what we come up with. It's going to just be a couple of quick little timed sketches, maximum of 20 minutes per sketch, just so that we can have a little bit of a warm-up to get back into the swing of things. I'm still feeling very, very shaky in terms of the drawing because, wow, I can feel in my bones that I have not drawn much now in March. Courtesy the chaos, and it is driving me insane. So we are definitely going to be reinvestigating that. I did briefly, in one of my brief windows of actually being able to do anything, I did rediscover the pencil tool. So I am definitely going to be experimenting with that a little bit today, probably. I don't actually know stylistically how this is going to pan out. I've been dissatisfied, let's say, with my methodology for illustration work. So I've tried a lot of different methodologies for getting colors together. And while some experiments have gone really well, some have gone less so. And I therefore need to spend quite a bit of time over the foreseeable future to basically find my method again. Something that kind of works a bit more universally without me going insane. So that is something that I am planning to do somewhere. But for now, let us head over and we can talk more about it as we are actually doing the thing. So what we have is we have set up our 3 wheels, and let me pull up the first one. So we have a wheel for our character that we're going to draw. We're working strictly with Misthaven characters for now. Then we've got moods, and then we've got your wild cards that you guys submitted. So those are the 3 wheels we're going to spin. We need 1 spin off of each wheel at the minimum in order to get the briefing for our picture. I'm not going to call it a prompt because you guys know. But we're going to call it the briefing. Why? Because it is basically what we're going for. So let us pull up our first wheel. Okay, this is gonna be our characters, and let's see who we are gonna be working with for the first of today's doodles. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Okay, is this gonna be Tan or Kai? It's Kai. Okay. Okay. We've got Kai. Alright, he's up first. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I can express the joy I had when I saw my work laptop was no longer advertising AI features and I was back to random fun facts. Ah, that's awesome. Yes. And the news about Sora is the best. I'm so excited about that little bit of tech going in the right direction, which is some of it going back into the abyss from which it crawled in the first place. So, yay. Yes, the bubble is bursting, yes. May it continue. May it continue to disintegrate. Oh, that's good. I managed to just disable all the ads on my PC so I don't see them as often. Yeah. Maybe it's because I have as little on my PC and laptop as I can possibly get away with, but I'm actually not getting ads. It's really weird. Maybe it's also because of my choices of browser. I don't know. Maybe it's also because I've just not been home much of this last month. It's been insane. Anyway, so we're working with Kai. Let's see, what's our next wheel gonna be? Okay, this is gonna be our moods. So, let's see. What kind of mood is it going to be? It's my work laptop, so on startup, I don't care enough to remove ads. Oh, I see. Yeah, startup ads. Yeah, one ignores startup and just goes with, okay. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, that was on the edge. That was on the edge. Okay, we were on anticipation. Okay. That was very on the edge. Why does this one not have the pop-up? I'll need to check that. But yeah, on startup, one kind of just waits for it to get to the login screen and then get through that login screen as fast as possible. I vote to interpret this as enraged anticipation. You know, that is maybe not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea, and it would possibly also be, it may actually be in character. It may actually be in character for it to be enraged anticipation, so let's roll with that. So kind and enraged anticipation. Okay. Alright. Now let's see what the wild card is gonna be, because this is gonna make this interesting. Let's see how this goes. What is our wild card gonna be for Kai? Carrying a stack of books. Okay, that's a scenario. That's the scenario. Kai, in enraged anticipation, carrying a stack of books. Oh my word, that sounds like Academy Days to me. Oh, that sounds like Days in the Misthaven Academy to me. Okay. I can see, I've got an idea for this now. Okay. We have an idea. What I want to just do real quick is just see. I just want to quickly pull up his reference because I have not yet 100% memorized the latest version of his look. Words will never hurt me. Kai within a stack of books. Bet. Words could never hurt me until they make impact with high velocity. At that, words at high velocity may definitely have an impact. That would have an impact. Okay. Okay, so let me just open this up. It's gonna be over here. Okay, I think I am gonna refer to the Paladin Armor iterations. That's the most recent drawing, so it's going to be the most accurate. Okay, that's gonna be the most accurate reference. Eek. Is the stream buffering often for anyone else? I thought it was bad Wi-Fi connection in my room, but it was persistent since I moved downstairs. Huh. It might actually be from my side. It might actually be from my side. My entire country has been on an internet go slow for the last 12-14 hours. Or is that 6 hours ago's news? It's been a while, but my entire country has been a bit dodgy lately, so that might have something to do with it. Maybe. It's fine on my end? Okay, well, if oh, okay, that's the hydrate timer. Wow. Okay, well, that's good timing, I guess. Sounds like it's something on my end. Oh man, Sorry, Zany. Well, at least we're a bunch of people who can troubleshoot stuff. Yay! Oh. Oh boy. I hope you find the solution soon. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages. Cheers to Zany, may he find the issue with his internet soon, and let's take a sip. So, what is everyone drinking? I am on water today because I never got a chance to boil a kettle. So I didn't have any tea or coffee or anything at hand before starting. So I'm on water. But what's everyone else having? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna align our hydrate timer with our art timer. Just water, too lazy to get anything else. You know what? Fair. Totally fair. Alright. Some Dr. Pepper? Ooh. Alright. Okay. Let's go for a slightly younger version. I think I know what I want to do pose-wise here. Nope, that's not it. Let's see if I can get this to work. Picture I've got in my head. Let's see if I can get it out of my head in one piece. Gonna have some strawberry hibiscus sweet tea soon. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Okay, so are you guys seeing where I'm going with this? I believe so. Yep. Let's see if I can make it look like anything though. Okay, and now it'll help if I've actually got the right brush selected. Okay. We're aging him down a little bit for this picture. Because context. He's already the youngest person on the team and we're aging him down even more for a picture. Oh my word. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah. I mean, everyone's a kid at some point, right? Supposedly. Now let's get this gaze to not be completely... nowhere. That's a bit better. There we go. Still not happy with the gaze. And not entirely happy with that little pout either. Trust the process, indeed. We are in fact still sketching the first pass. So, you know what? We can afford to be a little bit. Just a little. I mean, this is a doodle, relate not a... Let's make whole finished polished illustrations. Okay, now let's make something that approximates a school uniform. Still not happy with that, guys, but anyway. Okay, getting there. 6 minutes left on the clock. Okay. I'm not gonna bother with what we see the rest down there. So now we adjust. What was wrong seems to have fixed itself. I'm not getting the buffering as much anymore. Yay! That's good news. That's very good news. Yippee! Okay. I'm not actually... I'm happy with the rough concept where this is going. Execution leaves much to be desired with the limited time available to us. The concept is very good. Now let's see. I want to redo the face. To be more focused and a bit more obviously younger. And angrier. That is closer to the mark. That is closer to the mark. That's gonna work. That's definitely gonna work better. Oh man, okay. Where are we? 26 seconds? No! Okay, well, having to redo the face was not on the game plan, but it ended up becoming necessary to sell the concept, so you know what? And this right here, this is why I wanted to use the pencil tool. Look at this. How easy it is to block in color differences now with that difference in and there's our hydrate timer. Okay. The what's it called now? Tilt. The ability to detect tilt is such an important bonus that I have not been utilizing. Alright, so then I'm just gonna do the last little thing to just make it more identifiably Kai. Which is his arm markings. And the tail is a must. Okay. Just so that it feels finished, otherwise... bleh. Panic! Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just hide the end there. And that is begging for speed lines coming from that stack of books. Because that just helps also draw your eye to the fact that those are about to get tossed. I was such a delinquent school child. I love it. Okay. We have the first one. I love this. It's so fun. I am glad if you're enjoying it. I think this is fun too. Like it's a great way to actually explore the characters. Is to put them in situations that would be likely for them, given the absurdity of the wild cards. See what would be appropriate for each one, and this I think totally is up Kai's alley. I'm glad if you're having fun. But we had a hydrate, so I should probably do that. Let me just reset for a number next. Okay. And acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages. And let's take a sip. It's a really fun way to do character work, and it's a fun way to put my own characters in a setup in wildcard. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it just seemed like it just seemed like it would work, you know? I'm glad if it's working for you guys. Okay. Shall we go? I'm just going to tag this folder with the parameters. We had Kai in rage anticipation book stack. There we go. Collapse that one. And let's set up for number next. Alright, let's see. Who will we be working on for our next doodle? Who will it be? Let me just choose the right thing. There we go. Okay, we're on a roll with our paladins, apparently. Okay. So to Kareth. And I'm going to actually just scuzz across to our next reference in the line. There we go. Okay, so we're going to be working with Kareth. What mood is she going to be in? Ooh. Finding out what'll make Kareth cry. This is gonna be interesting. What would make Kareth cry? What would make Kareth cry? Oh my word, I hadn't thought about that yet. Gasp. Okay. Dun dun dun. Let's see. What is going to make Kareth cry? It's a it's a cow. Then it's going to be Gerard the slime cow, I swear. Out of simply being too precious. Now let's see. Okay. That actually makes sense. That actually would make sense. Okay. I know exactly what we're going to do with this one. I know exactly what we're going to do with this one, and it's going to feature Dari. we're gonna give this one a little bit of extra time for sure, because this one has to feature Dory as well as a side character for this, because oh my word. Yeah, it's too cute. I'm gonna cry was what I figured with the cow. Yeah, but this is gonna be, I know exactly how this one is gonna pan out. Okay. Did I set the timer? Yes, I did. Okay. And let's go. What perspective is going to work for this? I'm gonna go with something like this to give the hint of there being a piano without actually having to draw the details of. How it actually works. Why? Because we're saving time. The subtle implication of piano-ness. Yep. Oh, man. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to just adjust our positioning, because that's looking a bit too tight over there. So far this is going arguably better than Kai's picture did. Yeah, getting back into it. Yep, slowly but certainly. Okay, now I just want to quickly see. I need a reference for Dory. Do I have one readily available? I think I should. Yes, I did tweak it slightly. Open. Okay. It was still rough sketches, but we've got the gist of it. Okay. Top collarbone is gonna come up. Scratching behind his head kind of awkwardly. With the upper set of arms over here, top one over here is resting consolingly on a shoulder. It's gonna be like that, and then next set we're gonna have the bottom one over here, kind of pointing as if giving an instruction. This song is impossible to play. It's like the composer expected you to have forearms. About that. Yeah. In his first iteration, Dory had 6 arms, but I just couldn't validate 6 in terms of a species design. Like, why would a species of human even need 3 pairs of arms on the torso? Like, what advantage could that possibly provide? I couldn't figure it out, so I decided, you know what, we'll cut that down to 4. Also, it was easier to draw. You know, fair. 6 arms would be really cool, but hard to justify and hard to draw. Yeah. Like, enough people struggle with just 1 pair of hands, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little side panel in here. Yeah, Chaos Mal, what do you want to say, huh? Now, are you saying that it's time to fill up the food bowl? Yeah, because why? It's 4 in the morning. Meow. Okay, let me just sort out this cat before he jumps onto the desk and throws something off of it. We know we're going to go overtime anyway, so I'm going to hide this timer because we're not going to end up using it all the way. I'm lucky I can justify most of my stuff with this custom designed by a Dawkin to look cool. That is fair. And then I get smacked by an artist later for it. Fair. I missed when I had a piano at my old place. Used to be good at it, but I don't know if I'm still good at it. I really wish I had ever gotten I won't say the motivation, but the I never invested skill points into playing any instruments. Let's just put it that way. I invested all of my skill points into drawing when I was little, and I regret it to this day that I never actually invested in learning to play an instrument. But okay, I'm at a point now where I can quickly go sort out the cat. So let me do that. Come on, Chaos Mal. Alright, the cat has been fed. He was definitely complaining about food. Okay. So, we've got the gist of it. Now let's make it pretty. Let's start over here. feel like Kareth is the sort of person who's just got big feelings no matter what the feels are. Yeah, that feels right. No middle of the road. Yeah. Chaos, you're back already. What you complaining about now? Hey, Mel? I'm still gonna be here for another hour before you can come and sleep on top of me, okay? Oh, Mel. Oh, boy. Arr. Can you hear him complaining? Because he's being immensely vocal right now. Yeah, Mel? What's wrong? Chaos, Mel? Where's you? Come here. Yeah, it's very cute. Oh. I can't remember what I did for her outfit. She had that bolero type thing going on, which I still haven't got colors for. Oh, I have started putting colors on here. Okay. And that's about 20 minutes. We knew we were going to be going overtime, so I'm not particularly concerned. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage, and let's take a sip. Alex, hello, hello. How come you're divorced from Twitch? Because, how can I phrase this? I didn't feel like, it was where I wanted to focus my efforts. I'd always considered YouTube my primary platform. But people kind of started completely ignoring YouTube's existence. And with the kind of streamer that I am, I feel like I just generally suit the YouTube viewer culture better. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to invest my effort to the platform that is not going to demand disruptive behaviors, etc., etc., in order to be quote-unquote normal. So rather than letting everyone feel like my resources are unfinished or what have you because of what I'm purposefully excluding, I felt like it would be more appropriate to just focus my efforts in a direction that I feel is just more me-coded. Nice logo, thank you. Why are you making her so sad? Because it's part of the roulettes that we got, and she got the tearful mood for this drawing. So for this particular doodle, the brief that we got off of the roulette wheels was Kerith tearfully while playing piano. And we are dealing with Kerith attempting to play piano only to find that the keys are too small for her fingers. Let me just do this first, because once I've actually got the keys, it's easier to do this stuff. That makes sense. So yes, today our entire concept is basically drawing off of randomized parameters, hence why we could end up with Kerith being sad about not being able to play piano because the keys are too small. Okay. Now, what I need to do is I need another layer. Reduce that so I can do yeah, Chaos Cat, why are you still complaining, huh? Mia, why are you still complaining? Okay. All of that information. Okay, there we go. Rahazik, hello, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? Doing alright? Hey, that's alright. That's good. She's really trying her best to play the piano. She really is. But some things are just kind of tricky to overcome. Sometimes you just need specialist equipment in order to be able to do the things. In Kareth's case, she needs a piano that is oversized. I'm still amazed at how people can read sheet music. Like, the actual following of notation, for all practical purposes, kind of makes sense to me, but the math of music theory, that escapes me, because it is math and counting and proportions, and I didn't, it did not 100% click with my brain. That's fair. I just memorized the songs, found it easier that way for some reason. Yeah. Like if you're training muscle memory, then 100% memorizing the songs is itself is way to go. No reason to kind of ignore the memorization part of stuff that you want to play regularly. But there is a bit of freedom that comes with being able to read notation. Which is interesting because it's literally a Guitar Hero kind of thing, just turned on its side. Literally the hardest part is knowing what all of the peripheral marks mean. But even those, with a little bit of application, even those make a bit more sense. Like for me personally, the hardest part about dealing with music is that I can't look at the stave and identify which line is what note. So I can't identify on which line, okay, what's the C, what's the D, etc., etc. That kind of memorization has never been my forte. Haha. Pardon the pun. That was not intentional. But it could be. That is not my loud. But speaking of things not being one's forte, I think we are done with this one. I think we're done with this one. Here we go! Woohoo! So, there we have Kareth tearfully while playing the piano. This one ended up super cute. Ah! Let's go! Yes! Yeah. Kareth in general is adorable. In her own way. But the inconvenience of scale that she deals with is definitely a repeating challenge that she faces. Shame. But alright. So, Kareth, tearful piano. There we go. Let's see, what is our last one for the day going to be? Because this one actually ended up being quite long. So we've pretty much only got time for one more. So let's see, what have we got? What have we got for the next prompt? For our next briefing, who are we gonna be working with? I wonder. Oh no, it's the guy I haven't designed yet. Ah, it's the guy I haven't designed yet. I'm gonna respin. I've not designed Egan yet. He's the guy who's literally in charge of the Mist Guard. I've not designed him yet. Oh no. I'm gonna respin. Panic! Yes. I'm gonna respin because I've not designed him yet and I do not want to try and do character design while on the fly here. Sorry, Egan, when I've got you set, then I will. Come on, okay. This is biased towards our... This is seriously biased towards our paladins at the moment. Hold on, let me try clicking somewhere else. What? Chaos Mal, what's your story, huh? What? You're upset because I'm not asleep for you to crawl on top of and pass out. Oh. Yeah, there's definitely an issue. Hey! Don't bite me! You silly creature. Hey, come here. Don't bite me. Come here. Okay, it would have been the guy in the most authority in the silliest situations. Yeah, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to just hide it for a second. Refresh. Come over to my settings over here. And just update my thingamawidget. One moment, please, while I just edit this real quick. Just take Egan out of the list for now. Update. Close. Refresh. And let's see where it takes us this time. Oh. Oh. Okay. This guy. Okay. So, surprise, surprise, you guys actually know this person. You actually know who Rex is. If you've been around a while. You might remember a work in progress that I started. I think this wheel is spiteful tonight. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let me see. I need to open up here because oh wait. Wrong place. It's gonna be here. This is the guy, and this is just the rough outfit sketch. I don't know. Where did I file where you guys know him from? Was it up one layer here? Yes, it was this one. This picture that we started the work in progress of. It's this guy that I still need to finish this drawing. This is Rex Cobalt. And for context for the rest of the picture, it's that one that's gonna have the epic fisheye background with all of the weapons. And his axe. Yeah, so it's this guy. That's Rex. That's Rex. I think I remember this. But I love it! Yeah, I'm glad you do. I'm really looking forward to being able to actually finish it at some point. There is a very good likelihood that I'm actually going to end up building this background in 3D. and making variations of it for your character here. I think that's what I want to do with it. Oh, so now the boss cat is in here too. So now I've got both the chaos cat and the boss cat in here? Oh my. Okay. So that's who we're drawing. Let me just close everything that is not what we're working with. Hide that, hide that. Okay. And now, very cat heavy stream. I know. It's amazing what happens when you stream during a feline crazy hour, right? I mean, when you're streaming in Zoomies hour, things just go wild. I remember him. I think I had requested to allocate time to him, but not definitely, if not definitely, though. Okay, let me just check. I do remember you. Actually, I wanted to say thank you, Zany, for actually sponsoring a couple of Misthaven hours. 6 Misthaven hours. Oh my word, thank you. That's huge. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I think it was not 100% clear who this guy was. For you guys, I don't think it was 100% clear yet. So he wasn't in the list that you checked off, but I don't blame you for it because I have no idea if you guys even knew what his name was, because I don't remember telling you what his name was when I started drawing him. Actually, I don't even know if I remember if I even had a plan when I started drawing him. I need to watch the VOD again and remember why did I start this picture again, because I can't remember. If nothing else, Harrier has bad memory is on point. But okay, hold up, what? Rex afraid? Gasp, I wonder what on earth could put him in that state. Oh wow. I mostly picked names I didn't immediately recognize in Harrier. You know what? Fair. Most of the people have not had full, complete introductions the whole way through, so just for your benefit, we actually worked on Lamille relatively recently. We did her outfit design. She was the black merino sheep type character. Then there's Tan, who we haven't actually seen on stream for a while. He is our red wingless dragon. Then Kai, who we worked on just now. Dari with the 4 arms. Erna, who is our bunny lass. And then you've got Claret, who is the Marchioness, and actually the character who the Mistlings helped pitch in to purchase the design from Know You. So, yeah, Claret, honestly, she would not exist in Misthaven without you guys, so big shout out to everyone who contributed to our being able to acquire Claret's design. She was too perfect to pass up. The Harrier bias is a thing. I just like the design. Aww. Sometimes characters just appear. I should know. It's happened to me 4 times. Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. I picked up 2 new characters off the web this year, and there are still 9 months left. I wonder who else I'll adopt this year. We all agreed on that? Too good to not happen. Yeah, and I'm still insanely grateful for that. So We will be working on those sponsored Misthaven hours in stream. I feel like that is only fair and just. It is on the illustration side, so we are gonna have some options for that. So woohoo! We'll probably do a couple of refinements to a few things, but that is for when we get to it, not for now. But yes, for anyone who can't remember, I'm just gonna open up here. Why does it keep wanting to open up on this screen? Characters, Claret. So this is Claret with the model design by Know You. Yep, Braid was something I made when bored and my laptop broke. Static and Rhine were adopts, and the trace passes was a conscious design that I never meant to make. Oh, 5 times. I forgot the Eldritch Horror part was also a design I was given by someone who loved the concept. Corpse was the only one I intentionally made. Oh wow. Yeah, so you literally just stumbled upon all of your iterations. Sure. Sure. I think as far as adopts go, beside Claret, I think the only adopted, yeah, it's surprisingly lore accurate. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing how that worked out for you, Bird. Oh my word. Yeah. I'm just thinking now, aside from Claret, I have only 2 adopted designs in my entire character repertoire. Yes, only 2 adopted designs in my entire character repertoire, and both of them are furry. Both of them are canine. Only one of them is anthropomorphic though, so where? But alright, so we have a fearful Rex that we need to figure out what his wild card is going to be. Let's see. Granted, I did adopt both of those 2 designs back in my DeviantArt days, a decade ago. Okay, so this one is gonna be so wildly non-canon. Like, this one is just straight up gonna be non-canon. Hold up, there's something that's going on weird here. There is definitely something going on weird here. I just want to check. Why does it feel like my model is like a half a second behind the rest of what I'm doing? Huh. I will look into that. Not today. Zany is my first and oldest character. He just happened to develop his own identity at the time, starting as just the name I use online into his own person with history and relationships. Everyone else, on the other hand, is less than 10 years old. Sure. It slowed down on the cow and it made me laugh imagining the size of the cow. How big would the cow need to be to make Rex Cobalt afraid? Okay, so this is definitely an interesting one to need to put together. Bricks. Full Android. So how are we gonna make this guy both scared and an android? Processing, sci-fi AU time. Less than 6 or 7 years old for many of them even. Wow. Sure. Yeah, I think my oldest character, actually Locke, is a strong contender. He's gone through a bunch of design changes over the years, but he's actually a strong contender. I believe he got developed in about... or I first penned his name down in, I think, 2014. Yeah, I first penned Locke's name down somewhere in 2014, I think. After my two fairy characters. Unwilling roboticization, like woke up unexpectedly robotic. I think that's probably the most likely AU scenario that would work for him. I think we are going to incorporate his axe. I think we're going to incorporate his axe. So, first things first. We forgot something. Timer. And quick hydrate before we start. And let's go. World Eaters went through 2 design iterations via tabletop RPGs, and the concept branched off one project that is probably 7-ish years old. And that is branched off of another project that is the oldest. Wow. The branching projects of a creative's journey is always wild. Wait, how did I... what was the shape of this axe again? So I'm gonna make this a variant. Throwing some sparks, energy type things, since we're going to go full sci-fi AU thing going on. Chaos Mal, what is wrong? Seriously. He is so vocal. But despite designing none of it, the law is like 20 plus years of my brain thinking on it. I love long-term lore development. It's always so full and rich. Okay, I like the concept, but I don't like how that's going. This one actually wants to be on a landscape picture, but it's fine. We'll just make it smaller. Chaos! No! No, 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 no. He just very nearly caused very expensive damage. Typical Thursday. Never could get the hang of Thursdays. Oh no. Yeah, it was very close to being the worst kind of disaster, so that it did not end up with things crashing into a million pieces and my PC getting ripped off of my desk at the same time, or losing power. Because both were equally likely, given what transpired off screen. Just trying to drop my adrenaline levels a little bit now after that madness. Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, now getting the expression right here is going to be the key to this one. Okay, 9 minutes left on the clock. Okay, so far so good on this front. Okay, but I'm gonna need to shrink this. Okay. Okay. And this one is definitely a little bit more challenging because now I'm trying to design mecha parts. On the fly. And that is always an interesting challenge, is trying to design mecha fast. Or designing humanoid mecha fast. Oich. Like, for the most part, it looks just like ultra basic armor. And we're out of time, but anyway. Rapadadam. And there is our hydrate timer. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages and take a sip. What I am gonna do with this madness, after putting the axe in there, there we go. I want to just grab everything outside. And expand by, let's make that 2. Okay. Invert. This one just wants a little bit of contrast, because otherwise what we're looking at does not read the way that we need it to. then also grab outside. Expand. Invert. Looking good, thank you. Tiny, do not jump up on this desk. That's the third cat for the day. Yeah, orange one. You just walk away where it's safe. Whee! Okay. I'm gonna call it there because after that it's just pushing a little bit too far, I think, for scope of this day. But there we go. And somehow the least troublesome one is the orange one. Yeah. This time. He actually just walked off when I asked him to. Thank you, Tiny Cat. That's fair. I should sleep as well. Yes, it is rather late. It is definitely late. Also, this is so cool. You did great with this challenge. Thank you. Thank you, Brett. Yes, so I definitely want to do more relates like this in the future because there is so much scope for what can happen with these. Like, there is so much scope for what can happen with these. This is definitely not going to be a one-time thing. And I feel like it's a great way of helping you guys get to know the Misthaven characters in spoiler-free ways. And who knows, maybe some things that we come up with here spark ideas that might end up being canon later. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So that's the glory of doing this sort of thing while I'm still in the writing phase, right? So yes, there is a lot of scope for things like this in the future. But have a good night. Yes, I appreciate everyone for stopping by so much. Headcanon is a dream after realizing how much of Harrier is machine. Considering that he knows. Ooh boy. This guy knows. I cannot wait for you guys to actually get to encounter Rex in his setting because oh my word, he has fun stuff around him. But yes, great stream. Good luck with the cats. Yes. Now that I'm starting to switch off, it looks like they might start to settle down. Let me just head over to the chat screen. yes, now that we are starting to wind down, it looks like they'll start to settle down as well. Chaos Cat is only happy either when he's being fed or when he's asleep on top of me. One of the two, and he does not like it when I'm in front of the computer. The big boss man is the bad guy? Who'd have thought? Think what you'd like. Think what you'd like. Hee hee hee. Let's just say that nothing's as straightforward. But yeah, there have been a couple of things that have come to light recently in the writing process that I think are going to be very, very fun for you guys. So I am personally super excited. But speaking about super exciting things, I should probably give you guys a fair warning. As of about 10 hours ago, 12 hours ago, I am in the trial phase for potentially being a comic assistant on season 1 of a really big project. It's still trial phase, so I've got a test page that I have been commissioned for to just check how things are going to fly. But that would basically be a long-term paid gig. That's a long-term paid gig. It's a canvas story on Webtoon, so it's a independently developed story that is currently being published on Webtoon. 2 chapters are already up. It is a sci-fi story. Basically, how can I have to say this? Sort of like a survival competition, but in a video game world. Kind of a little dystopian. Very interesting setting. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but when we have... If I get the go-ahead that I am actually going to be working on the long project, I will redirect you guys. Actually, no. I'll tell you guys what the story is, and then if you guys enjoy it, you can enjoy it fully. That'll be awesome if you can get it. Hunger Games, but VR. Sort of. It's... I'm not actually sure if it's VR or if there is a physical biotech integration where people literally get physically digitized Digimon style. I don't know. Does that happen in Digimon? I feel like it does. That's drawing from one episode that I saw like 25 years ago. So, don't take my word for anything I know about Digimon. Let's see. The comic in question is called Worth Walkers. Let me grab that. Copy. Let me just get the link. Just quickly grabbing it up for you guys so that if you want to check it out, you can. So far it seems like a pretty solid story. So if it goes well, I will actually be working on it as an assistant. But even if it doesn't go well, maybe you enjoy the story. So let me just grab this and put this over here so that I can copy it into the other computer, because why? I keep forgetting which keyboard I'm using. Copy, paste. Paste. So yeah, that is the potential webtoon in question. So yeah, that is a big thing that may be an ongoing thing in future. I do not know yet if I will be able to work on things related to this in stream if I do get it. But if I do, I'm also going to do my best to work on it in such a way that it's not spoilery as well. So, fun times. Yes. Nice? Yes. Very exciting. It is going to be a long-term job if it does come through. So, there would be some significant impact to capacity for other kinds of commissions as well. So I might end up waitlisting a lot of my bigger services, or at least increasing the expected duration for those to account for the amount of time that would be spent working on comic. So yes, good news is it's a paid gig if it lands, so very exciting stuff. Very, very, very exciting. So that's fun. And in between, we're keeping on writing Misthaven. Best of luck, Harrier. Hope you get it. Yes, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. It looks like I've been given permission to work on the test page. On stream. Just want to doubly check over here. Okay, so the test page is actually from a chapter that is recent, so we'll see what happens there. But yes, very, very exciting stuff. Very, very, very exciting stuff. Sure. Yeah, so that came out of left field. I did not go hunting for this one. The artist came and sent an inquiry over on VGen, so that is kind of really cool. And yes, we'll see in the long term how things are going to develop amongst all of these huge projects. As you'll know from the Discord, there is a lot going on between my ears in relation to the current stuff in the queue. It's a lot of design work. So I'm pretty much going to be closing my design related services after this batch because I've just not got the capacity for it, really. I've honestly just not got the capacity for it after everything. And I want to make sure that when I do something design based, that is one, to a quality level that I'm happy with, and two, within a time frame that I'm happy with. And I do not feel like I have been I've been giving myself long enough lead times for the kind of development cycles that go into these design pieces. So I will definitely be taking those on chunk by chunk, trying to push through. I want to clear pretty much everything in my queue come the 1st of April. No, the 1st of April is way too close. I mean end of April. Before May hits, I want to be done. I don't know if I'll be done with Sishian. Oh, he's supposed to be done on the 28th of April, so I've got to kind of prioritize that. Yeah, so yeah, I've got a lot to do. I've got a lot to do. Tomorrow we will be actually rigging more on session, so I'm going to be working on art layers for him offline. End of April, yeah, end of April. Understandable. What it's worth, I can wait a long time. I'm going to do my best, absolute utmost best, to make sure that people don't wait a long time. It drives me insane. I do not want to be that artist that leaves people hanging forever and ever and ever. So I'm going to pretty much finish getting Teo's thing out the blocks, because I needed to kind of pretty much mostly redo it for stylistic reasons. And then I'm pretty much going to start Braid and Krahazik's iterations some same time, get those parts of the process rolling. I'm actually going to add you guys to the work in progress thing now while I've got it in front of me. Put that in the whip section to work on Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I think now is a good time to let everyone know, because I did let one or two people know. When it was prudent in private messages, but part of the chaos that I've been facing for the last 3 weeks is that there was an unfortunate death in the family, and the funeral is happening in my house on Saturday morning. So we have been the closest people basically for the those who remain behind. So we've been very, very busy supporting that part of the family. And it's just been it's tough. We've all gone through it probably at least once. So between that and massive events that we had committed to working behind the scenes for as a family in January already. I think it was in January we committed to the stuff. Anyway, that all just ended up happening at the same time. It's just been a lot. March has been a lot. So it was my uncle passing on the 3rd, and then it was all of the immediate handlings of that, and then it was event number 1 on the 18th. And then it was this last week's preparation for the event that was happening now last weekend, Friday, Saturday, and now yesterday's chaos, which was a completely unrelated thing. That was lastminute.com. That was a necessary thing to do. And now preparation for the funeral. So it's a lot that's happening. That's a lot that's happening for a bunch of introverts. We're so busy with so many events. It's crazy, but it keeps the parent units out of the trouble, right? So we do what we can. It's been a little bit of a challenge because for all of those events there's been pre-production work that's needed to happen, and a lot of that kind of fell on my desk because I've got some unique skill sets in relation to that. So the nature of the beast in my household is that we are 5 adults who live together, work together, and generally, quote unquote, would go to war together. It's a tight-knit unit. So it's not exactly something that one can just say, no, I've got nothing to do with this, moving along. So when the family needs help and one of us has the skill set to do the thing, it doesn't matter whose business it is, we all pitch in and help. And that's kind of wild, given the general state of society at the moment, but that's just the nature of my family and the nature of my household. We don't leave each other hanging. It also just sometimes means that planning is a much more dynamic thing than just one person's capacity. So yeah, that is the most ambiguous explanation of my circumstances that I can provide at this point. I think that's an admirable way to live. I think it is something that we are very, very blessed to have the kinds of familial relationships where that's possible. It's definitely not something that is quote unquote normal at this point. Between everyone in the household having a unique skill set and the fact that we're all media people in one way or another, and that my parents were very, very careful in terms of raising my brother and I, in the sense that we did not segregate from adults, right? So like, when it comes to a conventional schooling system, and this is one of the root things why I have why I'm always a little sharp when it comes to conventional schooling systems, is that it immediately and societally segregates children from interacting with multiple age groups, right? So yes, one has to consider safety and things like that, but if one thinks to a general healthy society pre-industrial revolution, right? People grew up with the same household as their parents, and they lived across the hill from their cousins, and Granny lived upstairs, and the extended family was such a core unit that literally the village raised the child, and the child got taught very early on how to interact with people of different ages, right? And that everyone has a role, and that everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and where they fit into the bigger picture. And if one person needs help, the rest chip in. Unfortunately, with the way that society has developed over the last century or three, that has become less common. But with the way that my parents homeschooled my brother and I in our formative years, we very much experienced a very similar sort of formative upbringing. We were very involved in community, and generally, there were some ways that my parents approached our education that is also a huge aside from what would be considered normal as well. So one of the things that that was kind of burned into us was nothing is difficult, it's only new. And if we ask for, like, for example, if we see a word in something that we're reading, we don't know what it means, we go to our mom and ask, okay, what does this word mean? And she'd look at it and say, go and look it up in the dictionary and come and tell me. So that sort of a thing, that sort of a awareness of, okay, where to go and look for information, became a very ingrained and fundamental part of how we just do things. And my parents weren't in white-collar jobs in the classical sense either, so there was always stuff happening and bits and bobs and tools and hardware and gear and everything. So naturally, we occasionally help carry things to and from a vehicle and help clean things and so on and so forth. It wasn't chores, it was just, this is a thing that needs done and doing, and we need all hands on deck, because otherwise it doesn't make sense for one person to be slogging away for hours and hours and hours while other people are sitting twiddling their thumbs or being lazy. So we kind of just grew up with that being our standard of normalcy. And we turned out just fine. So I think for the average person, it might seem incredibly alien, given what is the cookie cutter standard for what a childhood looks like. But I honestly wouldn't ask for anything different. I legitimately could not ask for anything different. It sounds very interesting. Yeah, it's not standard. I would, if I'm ever blessed to be a mother, I would also have a very hard time putting my kids through a standard system in that same way. Just fine. I'd argue that you turned out better than the average person who went to school. Oh, we just do what we can, right? Yeah, good way to go about it. Everyone helps if they can. Yeah. So, it was a small village, but it was a village situation. And it's when you've got that mentality, you just don't grow out of it. And you become aware immediately of things like, okay, what is the economic state of the family, what gaps need to be filled, what maintenance needs to happen, bloody fish paste, all that jazz. And at the end of the day, what ends up happening is that the mindset becomes very much about the survival of the entire collective, and the idea of, okay, the kids are now going off and doing their own thing, it never comes up, because the idea of duplicated household expenses, that came up like 10 years ago already, and we looked at it and thought, well, that's stupid. So that was a solid no from everyone. And also, when you're isolated, you lose the support network. So for us who were able to grow up with a relationship with our parents in such a way that there was obviously parental respect involved, but at the same token, we also ended up becoming friends. And that is wild. I do not know how many people can actually honestly say that they feel like their parents are their friends. and that's unendingly tragic for me. So yeah, I feel like there are a lot of little blessings that have cumulatively stacked up on the family side, and it just means that when we do stuff, we do it together. Similar to farm life, from what I understand of it. Yeah, it is similar. It is very, very similar. I did not grow up on a farm, nor do I know anyone that has, so take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, no, like, if you are in, like, a subsistence farming community, then absolutely, 100%, it is the same sort of a lifestyle mentality that you have with the people that you are in immediate vicinity with. So, it's definitely similar in that regard. Like, obviously things are going to have dynamic shifts between individual family units, but the support network is, at the end of the day, the main thing. Are you there for each other? And unfortunately, with a lot of current system modern households, it's not possible. There's a huge disconnect between kids and their parents, unfortunately. And communication doesn't happen, and it gets really ugly really, really fast in a lot of cases, unfortunately, and it's not easy to deal with. So, yeah. If one is able to coexist with one's family in such a way that there is not, like, abuse happening or extortion or all of those wonderful things that we know happen. Wonderful asterisk, very much not wonderful. If one has the blessing of not having to worry about all of those things, then investing in the family relationships and maintaining the support network is probably one of the most important things a person can do, by my opinion. That was a really weird long tangent after just saying, okay, explaining why I needed to be away for a while. Sarcasm, wonderful things. Yeah, very, very much sarcasm on wonderful. But anyway. That was the ramble. That was the ramble for context as to why I got busy because of my dad's job. That's the ramble. And also, Chaos Cat is being loud again for no good reason. So, I'm gonna love and leave you all. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I should be back tomorrow. I should be, I think. tomorrow, today. Yes, we're rigging session. This evening in the European time zone. So, when I set up the stream just now, it will actually be in the correct time because I'm not trying to cross the date lines. Crazy. Anyway, thank you all. I shall see you around, possibly in the Discord chat, depending on what I'm working on. If I'm working on session, I will definitely be hanging around in the VC. If I'm working on design iterations, I will definitely not be, because I don't want you guys to see the stuff and get the familiarity bias for stuff. So, thank you all. Rest well when you get to it, and I shall see you in less than 20 hours. Yay! Good night, everyone. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Night night.